Like, I really want them to get it. I want it to be 75, 80, 90, 100
Yeah.
people. You know what I'm saying? How do we do that? Is that possible, do you think?
I feel like it's possible, just like educating a bit more. And I mean, even if you are educating, it's kind of tough though, man, because people got to really want it though. They why got to be big enough. You want to start your own business because you're tired of working at 9 to 5. You're tired of clocking in. You want to travel more. You want to go to different countries. You want to do different things. But what is your why? Some people why is just not strong enough.
What's the fluffiest play that so many credit guys give, and what actually works?
People give the basics, sign up with a kickoff and sign up with them little $5 accounts and these small accounts. Lenders don't want to see that shit, you know what I'm saying? You want to be added on something that has a longer amount of age because age makes up 15% of your credit score. So that helps a lot.
What's one thing that you went home, you saw, you was exposed to, and you can't unsee it? It was like so messed up that like, damn. What is your outlook on Americans? Like, what do you look at them and be like, man?
I think a lot of Americans, man, they take.
All right, man. Let's get straight into this conversation, man. What's poppin', man? You know what time it is. J Hill, Mr. J Hill, I'm here. Special guest in the building. Somebody that's been supporting me from afar since I first met him. Always showed me love. My guy Ali is here. What up,
Yeah,
dog?
what's going on? Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
My God, man.
I mean, I like to give people their flowers, man.
I
always give you your flowers when I see you. You know what I'm saying? When I see you, I'm like, yo, you probably one of the best interviews I've ever seen, man. Like, you know.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, gotta give flowers.
I get that a lot, but I be like, I don't know. I be wondering like what makes somebody so good. Cause even like my guy Shan said that since day one, and I'm like, I mean, Shan is somebody that gets a lot of love.
He's Curious George.
Yeah, so when somebody says that about me, I be like, I wonder what's so different or what's so special, I guess.
I think it's the way you ask questions. Like, you know how to bring things out of people, you know? It's all about bringing out, like, you know how to bring certain things out of people that a lot of people don't really ask. Like, they don't ask the average. People ask typical questions, but you don't do that. You get deeper. And then also, too, it's like people can't really go around the bush with you because you're like, nah, answer that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I noticed that. So you got to weigh words, man. You're good at what you do.
I mean, I guess that like kind of like piques the conversation or like catapults the conversation, right? Talking about like setting yourself apart. And I feel like so many people do credit now. Like everybody's on doing credit. Like what makes you different from everybody else that's out there fixing credit?
I mean, a lot of people are fixing credit. Like I tell people all the time, you know, no two credit repair companies are alike. I've been doing this for quite some time. I've been doing it for over 5 years. I mean, it is a lot of time, especially when you're doing this goddamn every day. For me, I like to literally, like I have a full team. A lot of people out here that's fixing credit don't have a full team.
Right.
They do it on their own. They doing everything on their own. They answering calls. They doing everything. There's only so much you can handle when it's just you. But for me, I have a full team, and I had to expand, and I had to, you know, grow my team because I realized that I was getting so much volume. Like when you're providing a great service like this and you're saving so many lives, people are going to continue to provide people are going to continue to flow people your way, and you got to be able to handle it. You know what I mean? So it's no excuse. It's just like, you know, they give you when you're on a court. It's the last quarter. You know, time is ticking. They give you the ball. You got to perform. There's no time for excuses. So I had no choice but to expand my team and be able to handle the volume that's coming my way.
All right, so I mean, let's say that cuts it in half. Now, what separates you from the people that got teams? Because I mean, if you got to work in business, I'm gonna assume you got a team. All right, so we cut the people that's doing it by themselves. What sets you apart from the people that has teams too?
For the people that has team, my people, like they really care. We go above and beyond to make sure people are extremely satisfied. You know what I mean? Even if it's like making calls, setting up appointments on the side, we get to know people's life and where they really at. So it's not just anybody that comes in our program, it's just a customer that comes in and out. Nah, we get much deeper than that. You know, we really need to know who you are, what your goals are, what you know, where you at now. We also make sure that we educating our clients too at the same time. So everyone on my team is trained to educate everybody and make sure that they're able to understand the knowledge, because they didn't really teach us this shit in school. Like, to be straight up forward, they didn't teach us this thing in school. So all of my staff members are literally educators at the same time. And we're walking everybody hand in hand from the beginning, from when they start all the way to the end. So
That's a great point.
That really separates us. And a lot of people ain't really doing that.
Why do you think that's so important though? Especially when it comes to like fixing somebody's credit. Why not like everybody paying? Why you gotta get to know them? Why you gotta educate them? Like, why are these things important?
I mean, it's important, man. You gotta get to know them because at the end of the day, a lot of people got habits. They got bad habits. Like I said, they didn't teach us this in school. They taught us so many other things, Pythagorean theorem and R squared, B squared, all this other shit we ain't never gonna use in life, you know? But the stuff that's most important, they ain't really learned it. So you got to really know where somebody came from, where's their background, where they spend their habits, that what's going on with life, what expenses they have, and you got to know so much about it to be able to get them to their goal. Because a lot of us are in, like, especially that don't really know too much about credit. We live in certain environments. We live in environments where things are hard. We get the crumbs. We don't get everything that we need to get. So my people are literally trained to make sure that clients are gonna get that full exposure, but that full experience of that full, like, that course experience without even going through a course, but just going through our program.
No, I think that's super important, man. It's crazy because I just started Rich Dad Poor Dad, and one of the things in the book that he talked about is how a lot of people think that money is going to eliminate their problems. However, like, what happens is when you get more money, all it's going to do is give you more problems, right? And I think in the book it says how, like, people dig themselves in a ditch, and, like, they understand, like, when you dig yourself in the ditch, all you got to do is stop digging. But for the most part, most of the world, they keep digging because they want to keep getting more money, then they get bigger expenses, and then you just have more debt, and you assed out for real. And it's funny that you said that, because before you even said it, I was thinking about, I hear so many people talk about the credit thing, right? Like, get your credit fixed. But it's like, for somebody that don't have the education of how to keep their credit intact or how to keep this money, they get their credit fixed, and then they
Same
fuck
shit
up
happen again.
Again. So, like, when you said, like, you teach them, I was wondering, like, that, what made you go that route?
What made me go that credit route?
Like, not teaching them, though. Like,
I mean,
before we even get into why you started doing the credit, but, like, what made you already in your business? What made you, like, I want to teach these people this credit shit?
I wanted to make sure that we teaching them that, so they're not coming back. Because obviously, what happens if you're not teaching them that knowledge and they don't have that proper education, they end up coming right back to you. Right. It happens a lot still, honestly. We teach a lot of people, but some people still come back. But it's not as many people as if we would have never been teaching them about the habits.
Right.
Keep your great habits. Make sure that you use them where you can afford to pay. Because a lot of people are living above their means.
Right.
They spending money. They're spending on things that they don't got. Like, credit is basically you're borrowing this money to pay it back.
Right.
But other people think of it as if it's their money. It's not your money, bro. You got to pay it back eventually. You know what I mean? Yeah. If not, stuff hit the fan, and anywhere you go, your blessings is blocked, and you're kind of like blackballed from anything you're trying to do. You're trying to get a vehicle. You're trying to get a home. You're trying to, get this business to expand. You're trying to start a business and try to get the capital to expand it so that you can, level up and start taking care of your family, even get your family out of the situation they're in and put them in a better situation. It stops you from doing so many things. So I had to make sure that we really are, like, we was going to educate my clients, and also make sure everybody's going to be educated so that they can also teach their family members, the kids and all these other individuals that comes after. Because, it takes each one teach one. Right. Let's say that. Each one teach one.
Now, wait, how do you?
I'm 35 right now.
You first generation or second generation American?
No, I'm first generation, yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
So your mom was born in Senegal?
Yeah, Senegal, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you first generation American.
First generation.
You got what, six siblings?
Nah, hell no.
How many?
We got a lot.
Sheesh.
So my mom got 9 kids.
Mm-hmm.
My father got 15.
Damn.
Muslim, man. You know how that goes. Man.
Yeah.
So he got 3 wives and things like that. So it's a lot of us, man.
Yo, so I think one thing I thought I saw, you said that your mom's used your credit to get a house or something like that?
Yeah. So my mom, So my mom, it was at a point in time that we couldn't get approved for a home because we didn't know nothing about credit. So my mom basically used my credit score at that time to get approved. So I had like about a 640 credit score. I didn't really know too much about credit. I just knew that I had to pay everything back that I owed. I was so used to paying things back that I owed. So my credit score was probably about 640. And because of that, we was able to get approved for that home. And then at that time, my mom had, it's like 8 of us in the U.S. And if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have gotten that apartment. Like we literally had to leave from where we was at. And because of my credit, we got approved.
Yo, how was that though? Like, that's crazy. Like,
I mean, it felt good, man. I mean, it was a good feeling, knowing that was able to put us in a better situation, especially because the neighborhood we was living at was pretty tough,
But wait, how old were you then?
I was probably about like 18 or 19 at that time.
And what where are you compared to your siblings? You're the oldest, the middle? Like,
No, I'm in the middle.
In the middle?
Yeah, I'm in the middle.
So like when she did that, you weren't scared? Like, cause I feel like,
I mean, I wasn't really it ain't really scared me as much, to be honest. It just, at the end of the day, I was just thinking of it like, yo, let's get approved. So I was glad that happened, honestly, man, because I'm not even thinking about my damn credit at that time. I'm like, yo, we just need to get into this place. We need to get into a new place. That's all that really mattered. So that's what happened, and it definitely helped a lot, and it kind of sparked something in my brain, like, damn. So every time I'm always thinking about that, I'm like, damn, my mom needed my credit to get approved for a home for me and my siblings. Like, so it really, it gave me that extra drive to do what I do.
Right.
Like, it really gave me that extra drive. That's why I go so hard in what I do. I even go around in different schools teaching the other kids about financial literacy. I teach parents about, financial literacy. I do this like every month, and it's not like I'm making money out of it, but it's just to give back.
Right.
It's just giving back. Like, I'm blessed. My business is doing good. I'm making money.
Wait, what was your relationship with credit? Because I guess you say you've been here 5 years, so you started like when you were 30. So from like 18, 19 to 30, what was your relationship with your credit? Like, how was it?
I mean, it was okay. I had high usage on my credit cards. I was spending more than I had, in my bank account. That's what it was, until I started educating myself more on it, started taking more mentorships. Because at the end of the day, I mean, it's extremely important to take mentorship, because a lot of people try to go out there and figure it out on their own when everybody had a coach. Look at the greats, bro. Look at Kobe. Look at LeBron. All of them greats had a coach.
But even if you don't have a coach, I think we all have a coach, and that's life. Like, experience itself is the best teacher, right?
Oh, definitely.
I think Darius is the one that broke it down to me in a way that was like, damn. He was like, bro, if you could go back and pay somebody to jumpstart to where you are now, would you? I'm like, hell yeah. Because he was like, I think about like all the, even like your man was asking me about the equipment that I got.
Mm-hmm.
I spent so much money on other types of equipment just to get here. And if I could have just started with this, I'm like, I would have. You get what I'm saying? Like, I remember buying cameras. I'm like, oh, this don't work like this. I need this. And then I'm like, oh, I gotta sell this. And you're not about to get half as much as you bought it for. Then you get another one. And it's like, I done spent so much. I don't want to say waste. I done spent so much money, but I had to learn. That's why everything I know now is from a mistake or a fuck up, right? Like, even when it come to how to record, what button to push, I done wasted. I done did so many interviews that I didn't get, right? Even like, y'all was talking about the Tank interview. Bro, I interviewed Tank a while ago, way before. I didn't get the footage because we fucked the video up. Yeah, so it's so like, it's been interviews I did that I didn't forgot to do this, or I didn't do this right. So I had to learn. And when Darius was like, bro, you pay for mentorship to jumpstart. You know what I'm saying? So you could miss out on all the mistakes. You learning somebody else's mistakes. Like, you inherited somebody else's mistakes. So you don't have to make them no more. And I'm like, damn, I ain't never think that.
It saved you, like, damn, it saved me a lot of time. It would have saved me a lot of money.
Nigga, what? I would have been, what?
Like, that's what it is. I mean, you're like, damn, how much did it cost you to make all those mistakes? You're like, that shit cost me a lot of goddamn money. Like, why not pay somebody that knows exactly what they're doing? That's why me and my partner, J-Map, what we're doing is we're doing like a 5-day challenge. And that's on November 3rd to November 7th, where we're going to be teaching others how to like run a successful credit repair business, how to run a funding business, and how to add like an extra 4 to 5 figures every month on their business, Yeah. So that's exactly what we're doing right now. So we realized that it's not just about us. It's literally about giving back. You're only as great as the ones that you teach. So you say, oh, you know what, I'm doing great, I'm doing that great. But how many people could you help and teach how to do the same thing you're doing, so they're able to take their family out of situations they in, and even make their lives much better? So that's exactly what we're doing, man. We're trying to make a difference now.
Yo, hold up. I want to going into the teaching. I want to like scale back though.
Yeah.
I want to make this a conversation where it's easily digestible, right? Random question. It's not random, but you'll see. How many? You know anything about marketing? A little bit, like marketing at all?
I mean, a little something. You gotta know a little something about marketing.
How many times you think you gotta see something for it actually to sit in?
They say the average time is. I feel like it depends on, for me, or just.
It's in general. What you think?
I mean, for me, it depends. It just gotta make sense.
How many times you think it takes you to see something for you to get it?
Probably within 3 to 7 times, maybe.
Okay, yeah, I heard 7, right?
Yeah.
It made me think of something, right? And I'm just wondering, like, when it comes to mentorship and teaching people, how many times you think you gotta teach somebody something? Or how many times you think they gotta see what you taught them for them to really be able to apply it to their life?
To each his own. It all depends on the individual and how they digest the information. Some people learn better by information, and you got those that learn better by you actually showing them like how everything literally goes. You know what I'm saying? that's why we start to do courses and mentorships so we can guide people hand to hand and show them exactly how it's going. So
This is
because
completely
everybody
random.
learns completely different.
I mean, it goes in our conversation, but it's completely random. Because I was thinking, like, you know how when you was a kid, your parents told you something?
Yeah.
And then, like, you get older, you be like, that's what my mom was telling me the whole time, right?
Uh-huh.
Or even in school, right? And I say that because, like I said, I just started a book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, right? And he talks about how, like, education, like, is super important when it comes to financial freedom and financial literacy. Not just, like, education in school, right? But financial education. And I was like, damn, because I just broke it down about how, like, I had to learn through experience and shit like that. And I'm like, he talks about that in the book. And I ain't even think about it until I set it out. So when I was reading the book, I didn't even think about my own experience. So I'm like, damn, if that's me, I wonder how many times somebody gotta actually like touch the stove and get burnt, so to say, to actually learn from their mistake. And that's why I was just wondering, like, when we teaching people, like, are these things that we're considering? Like, are these the things that we're thinking about? Like, so it was just a random thought. Like, damn, that's crazy, man.
No, that makes sense, man.
Sheesh, that's realization is real. Shit.
I mean, shit.
3 to 4 to 7 times for somebody to actually learn something. So we talk about like teaching people this credit shit, right? How many times do you feel like you teach somebody something and they do fuck up? If you had to give me a percentage, what would the percentage be?
So probably about 50% of the time.
For real?
Yeah, it happens. People gonna fuck up, but it's all about repetition. Yeah, it's all about repetition.
So wait, why the fuck you still do this shit?
No. Like, it's not about I mean, yeah, 50% of the time people fuck up, but at the end of the day, it's like you do got that other 50%
It makes it worth it.
that makes it worth it. You
Yeah,
feel
that
me?
makes sense. That makes sense.
Because it's 50%. Everybody's not gonna do their part.
Yeah.
Everybody's not gonna do their part.
No, that makes
Some
sense.
people, they gonna keep having them bad habits. They gonna keep, living off of what social media is showing. Like, hey, I gotta have this, I gotta have that, I gotta spend on this, I gotta spend on that. But you ain't got it. What the fuck you spending on? Like, what are you spending on? You ain't got it like that. You know what I mean? So it's always those. But for me, I focus on everybody, but it's always that 50% that's gonna get it and that's gonna do their part and do what they need to do. You know?
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, I think that's probably like one of the hardest parts of teaching. Like, just understanding that everybody can't get it.
Everybody ain't gonna get it. It's a reality. Everybody ain't gonna get it. Everybody don't got it. Like, is everybody gonna be disciplined? Is that individual gonna be disciplined? Like, are you gonna be disciplined? Do you understand that, like, who you were before shouldn't be who you're gonna become in the future.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And in order to change that, change only happen when you decide to change. You know? So if you decide to keep doing the same thing that you've been doing, you're gonna continue to get the same results. You're gonna continue to get the same results. So if you want change, you obviously got to do something different, and that's why it's all about information. So my thing is to give the information, and for others is to execute on it. Information on me, execution on them.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do we like dig deeper though, right? Like, I mean, I get everybody coaching or whatever, and we get more into like the credit stuff, but I'm just trying to unpack something myself. So like, if the goal is to teach a lot of people, right, and for everybody to learn, so they can be financially free, but 50% of the people are failing, right? 50% of the people are not doing it, and even somebody was like, that ain't your job for them to do it. Your job is to teach them to do it. What they do with it is on them. But like, as somebody that care, like I would like to say I care, it'd be like, damn, like, nah, I want to do more. I want them to, like, I really want them to get it. I want it to be 75, 80, 90, 100
Yeah.
people. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we do that? Is that possible, do you think?
I feel like it's possible. Just, educating a bit more. And I mean, even if you are educating, it's kind of tough though, man, because people got to really want it though. That's the problem. People got to really want it. They why got to be big enough. Some people they why is just not big enough, man. It's not big enough. Like, I ask people, what is your why? Like, why are you doing this for? Like, you're doing this because, it's your daughters and your children. You're trying to put them in a better position. You want to make sure that you're tired of you want to start your own business because you're tired of working at 9 to 5. You're tired of clocking in. You want to travel more. You want to go to different countries. You want to do different things. But what is your why? So it all begins with people why. Some people why is just not strong enough.
What do you think you went through, or what have you seen for your why to be so big?
Bruh, let me tell you, man. I mean, I seen my mom grow up. Like, my mom raised 7 kids. Like, that's not easy. That's the strongest woman I know. My mom raised 7 kids, man, on her own, because my father at that time, he went to Senegal. You know what I mean? I had no choice but to grind out, and try to make something happen and try to actually bring more income to the household, because, my pops wasn't there at that time. I was working. A lot of people don't know. I was working door to door. I was doing door to door sales for about 5 years, and that's one of the hardest things you can do. Knocking on people's doors, getting doors slammed on your face. It's the hardest thing people could do. But I had to knock on doors and get to more no's because I was getting a lot of no's. But for all them no's, you're gonna eventually get closer to a yes. So I had to start from the bottom. You know what I mean? Like I started from the bottom, bro. It don't get harder than that.
Nah, facts.
You knocking on doors. I got to the point where I'm training other people, end up showing them what I'm doing. Somebody tell me, I'm going to the bathroom, Ali, I'll be back. You end up calling their phone in a few minutes. They don't pick up because they gone. Everybody wasn't cut out for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So door to door is what I was doing, man. And that gave me like that grit because it was no salary. I ate what I killed at the door.
Yeah.
That's it. It was no salary at all, bro. So it was real. So that gave me that grit to grind and work hard and, be able to take care of my family too. You feel me?
Yeah. No, I think to even do that, though, you got to have a certain mentality. Like, because I don't want to get into like struggle wars. I'll be saying black people have struggle Olympics all the time.
Yeah.
But I think one of the hardest things to do for knocking on doors, like, is being popular and knocking on doors.
Bro.
I remember I used to do that shit. Like I used to.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to. Yeah.
How was it?
Yeah.
How was it, bro?
I think it was just thinking about it, man. It was humbling as hell because you had to put any self-righteous feeling that you had to the side, especially somebody who think he's known, right? So I wasn't nowhere nearly as popular as I am now, but I always was pretty popular, right? So like to say I'm gonna do this outside of like how I feel and like my ego, it was hard, bro. Even thinking back, I'll never forget, bro. I wouldn't be knocking on the door. I would be crying like in between my laps. Like, I swear to God, like I'm not even joking. Like that shit, that was probably one of the most humbling experiences I've ever had. And like I've done a lot, like even like Uber and Lyft. Like imagine doing Uber and Lyft in your city where like so many people know you.
Everybody knew you.
Right. And at that time I was at the height of my popularity, right? Man, you talking about humbling. So like to be able to do that, I can only imagine your mental gotta be on a different level.
Yeah.
So like that's what I'm trying to dig into that though. Like before you even get there, you had to see something that was like, nah, I gotta do something because anybody else would have just got a regular job.
Yeah.
Right? Like what was it that really was like, man, nah, I gotta do this?
For me, it was more of even though I was doing door to door, a lot of people don't realize that it's you work at your own pace. You ain't got really somebody over your back. Right. I never liked having nobody over my back. Yeah. Ali, do this, do that, do that. I never liked that feeling, Yeah. So for me, it was like I'm independent. I was in a form. I was kind of like an entrepreneur. I was independent. Nobody could really tell me what I could do. I had to hustle and grind to make things happen. I seen that from my parents. I seen that from my mom. I seen that from my father before he even went to Africa. I seen that. I grew up seeing that. Even though my parents didn't really have everything, but I seen that they were independent. I wanted to be that independent person. I didn't want nobody over my back. I wanted that freedom to do whatever I wanted to do.
What was you selling door to door?
I was selling energy, bro. I was selling energy. So I was selling like energy services and, Con Edison. I was selling like even Optimum services and things like that. I was selling those services, man. I even learned Spanish doing door to door, man. Like that's how long I've been doing it. Yeah.
Damn.
See, I was speaking Spanish. I'm over here talking about C.
See, I'm like, this nigga crazy.
I learned Spanish doing it because I realized that when there's a will, there's a way. There was so many other people that I was working with. They spoke Spanish, and I'm in New York, predominantly a lot of Spanish people over there. I'm like, damn, I'm losing so much money just not learning how to speak Spanish. So I ended up learning Spanish just from doing that, bro. They're like, damn, you African? You speak Spanish? I'm like, yeah, yo soy africano, but yo hablo español. They're like, what the hell? How the fuck you learn that shit? You're African speaks mad languages. I'm like, bro, I had no choice. I had to. It was taking money out of my pocket. No, so when there's a will, there's a way.
That's a fact.
No,
I was selling roofs.
Oh, you were selling roofs?
I was in like a predominantly white neighborhood. Niggas opened the door like, no. Like, it wasn't even, how you doing this? I don't want what you want. Get the fuck out my steps. I'm like, God damn, give me a break. But that shit was crazy.
But it really toughens you up though. It makes you a much stronger person though, especially when you're doing like door to door. Because I mean, it's not for the weak, bro. If you think about it, it's not for the weak.
It's not. But
what you gonna say?
I don't know. I was getting like $100 a lead at the time. So like that money toughen your skin. If nothing else, that motherfucking money toughen your skin. Because you think about it, $100 a lead. I'm out there for like 6 hours. Like even if at worst I get 5 leads a day, like we talking about 500 a day. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I used to be able to just look at it like that. Like, all right, man, I might get 100 no's, but if I get 3 yeses, it's worth it.
It's
You know
all
what I'm trying to
about
say?
that
Because if I go to work and make, I don't know at the time, I don't know if it's like $20 an hour. I don't even know. It probably cheap, way less than that. But like, it was way better than a job for real. But it definitely give you tough skin.
But you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
For
so
sure, 1,000,000%.
That's all it is.
Let me ask you this: when you talk about your mentality, right? It made me think of this question. It's a sports related question. Do you think you like basketball?
Yeah, I like basketball. Yeah, I like boxing more.
You like boxing?
Yeah.
Who the GOAT overall?
For me,
Yeah.
I say Floyd in the way he did things. I would say Floyd. For me, yeah. I mean, that's my opinion, bro.
Floyd fucked up boxing.
He fucked up boxing, but I say Floyd for the way he did things. He
Yeah.
changed up the game. He
Nah, he
made
did.
like that's the reason why a lot of people are getting more money in their pockets now.
For sure,
Because
100%.
Floyd.
All right, so when you think about the GOAT gene, though, right? Because it's not a lot. I mean, technically, it should only be one, right? The greatest of all time. When we think about the GOAT gene, do you think that that's something that you acquire over time, or is that something that you're born with?
I feel like it's, man, that's tough. I mean, I feel like it's something that you acquire over time.
Why?
Yeah, I feel like it's something you acquire over time. People are not, I don't think people are always born just wanting to be the best. I feel like that's something that's gained over time, honestly.
Then don't you think it would be more Floyd Mayweather's?
I mean, I just don't think that people are born with, wanting to be great. I feel like something might have happened in their past, that makes them want to be good. You know what I mean? And great. Like, I feel like it's something that keeps them going. People are just not just born with that.
Right.
I don't think people are just born with it, though.
I only ask that because, like, again, you got to have a different mentality to go through door-to-door sales, right?
Yeah.
See, to be honest, you got to have a different mentality to get financially free and stay there. To be honest, if you look at the majority of the world, like, it's only what? They say 1% people that's...
The 1%.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody want to be in the 1%.
So it's only 1% that's really being successful, right? So it takes a different type of mentality to get there.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm thinking like the same with the GOAT, right? It takes a different mentality to get to the space that you're the best in your sport. And I'm wondering like, yo, is this just a certain bloodstream almost that somebody is born with, or is these skills that you learn over time?
Like, I see what you're saying, but for me, I feel like it's skills. I feel like it's something that was born, like, it happened over time for me. Like, it happened over time for me. Like, I always go back to my why. I got no choice, bro. I gotta grind.
Yeah.
Like, I'm taking care of my family. Like, I got family back home I gotta send money to all the time. So if your why is big enough, it's gonna drive. It should drive you to want to become great and to want to become the best. Obviously, because I can't do anything mediocre. I can't. I got too many people that depend on me.
Yeah.
I got way too many people that depend on me, man. I gotta take care of my daughter. I gotta take care of my wife. I gotta take care of my family back home. I gotta take care of my moms. Like, my why is so big because I got people that depend on me.
Yeah.
So no matter what, even when I feel like giving up, I can't give up. You know what I'm saying? There's no giving up because they relying on me.
Where you think that come from though? It's deeper, bro. It gotta come. Think about this. Put it in perspective.
Yeah.
You got 14 siblings. On your mom's side, you in the middle, right? So many, your older brother or sister could have been like, I need to take care of my family.
Yeah.
It took for you to have decent credit, to get the house, to move on and do so forth and so forth. So I'm asking like, where do you think that comes from? Because it gotta be before the why. Like I remember when I was 12 years old, right? Never forget. I looked at my mom. She was always honest with me. She was like, she had a drug addiction. So much so I can even smell like the crack burning up the spoon. To this day, right? I know what that shit smell like. And I never forget, like, she told me that she was raped. And that's how she had me. And I was like, well, who was my real father? We never knew. So the guy that named me, he, and this is why I named myself J. Hill, and I'm like, I don't like people calling me my real name because somebody ain't even give it. The person that gave it to me still wasn't even there. He didn't do shit with his life, right? I told my mom I was at 12 years old. I said, I look at your life and I said, like, you ain't do nothing with your life. I'm 12, swear to God on my life. I said, I don't know my father, the nigga that was supposed to be here, ain't do nothing with his life. I gotta do something because I'd be damned if I have a whole generation go by of being nothing. Like, literally, I said that at 12 years old. And it was because my environment, it showed me that, like, from the beginning, that this shit don't get us nowhere. And if I follow the same footsteps, I'm gonna end up like my
You're gonna do the
moms and
same
my
shit.
pops, right? So I'm wondering, like, what got you to the point of like, nah, I can't let this shit happen.
Probably visited back home, Africa. You know, I'm from Senegal. My family's from Senegal, West Africa. Just visiting over there, seeing how poverty is. You know, even seeing here how poverty is. But back home, I got an opportunity that many wish that they had. You know, I got cousins that took the back way to get to America. You know, on foot, risk their lives. I got people that died on the way to America. You know, so just going there and seeing what was back home is something that gave me that extra fuel too. This is something we can't play with. I got nothing. There's nothing we could play with right here. Even going back to credit, like you can't go back home and be like, "Yo, I got a 700 credit score," or "This is my credit. Can I go to the bank and get $100,000?" You can't do that back home. You know what I'm saying? So just realizing what my family came from, seeing back home, and seeing the opportunity we have in the U.S. Those are things that driven me, man. Because when you go back there, and you see the slums and you see, you know, people barely having $1 a day, you know, to take care of themselves and even their family, and seeing that whatever somebody goes and hunt for and makes throughout that day is for their family, you know, you start to instill those type of characteristics as well. So those are the things that driven me and, you know, made me gave me that extra fuel to be great. I want to make change. I want to make a difference, man. You know,
That's real.
I want my last name to be. I want to live for my last name. You know what I'm saying? I want my last name to be strong. I want people to look at my family and be like, yo, that dude come from that family. Like, he really put on for his family. You feel what I'm saying? He's putting on for even us back home. Those are the things that drive me to be great. I don't want to be mediocre, bro. Can't be mediocre.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what's one thing that you can't like I said, I could smell the crack burning up the spoon.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you went home, you saw, you was exposed to, and you can't unsee it? It was like so messed up that like, damn.
One thing that I was exposed to that I've seen and I've never it gave me that extra fuel is I would say probably that little kid not even like, you know, that little kid not able to really eat, you know what I'm saying, the way he wanted to eat, not having as much meals as he would like to have, you feel me, because his family didn't really have it like that. Those type of things like that, just those type of things I was exposed to. I'm like, damn, bro, we very fortunate in the U.S. to do the things that we're doing now, you know, impacting lives and changing lives, and not taking this for granted, man, because we take a lot of shit for granted, bro. I don't think we know.
So you first generation American. I mean, you was born in Senegal.
No,
Or you was born here.
I was born here.
Yeah, but
I
you was the
born
first
here.
generation that was born here.
Yeah, first generation that was born here.
Out your family.
Out my family, yeah. But I definitely go back and forth all the time. I'm back in Senegal every single time, man. Every few months.
So when you being first generation, like when you look at Americans, right, knowing the things your family went through, what is your outlook on Americans? Like, what do you look at them and be like, man?
I think a lot of Americans, man, they take things for granted, man. That's my take on it. Because I could say that because I was born in the U.S., but I got both sides. I'm going back and forth. A lot of Americans take things for granted, and that's a fact. They take things for granted. Back home, you ain't got no welfare system back home. You ain't got none of that. You eat what you kill. You got to go out there and you got to hustle. You ain't got no credit system back home in Africa. In a lot of third world countries, you don't got that. Whatever you do outside and you bring home is literally what your family has. So we really take a lot of things for granted. And I think it takes for a lot of people to, like, I think a lot of people should go back home or even just a third world country and just be there for a little while and see exactly what they have in the U.S. Like, they'll realize what they got in the U.S. I think that would give people a lot of, that would add fuel to what they're doing, honestly.
I want to paint a clearer picture.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with like systemic racism in this country at all?
No, when you say
So I was thinking about like racism that was like created by the system, by the government almost, right? I've been doing a lot of like learning about this recently. And like we talk about credit, it could be one of the pathways to freedom of this systemic racism in my thought process, right? And I'll break it down. You gotta understand that since the beginning of time, or not the beginning of time, I can't say that, since slavery for African Americans, we get out of slavery. They say we're supposed to be free, but then you gotta understand the thought process before before that, right? We're talking about I don't know, is it fourth of a man, something like that, right? Don't quote me, right? Y'all look at how the world looked at African Americans, even to the point where like African Americans moved up north to have a better life, just to be able to be in like environments that couldn't really survive because it was the hood essentially, but the government named it the hood. And then we think about how redlining worked, right? So basically the government drew a red line around all of the impoverished neighborhoods, and it said, don't fund these neighborhoods because they are at risk.
Mm.
And so your average business person is like, well, I don't want to do business with somebody that's not going to be able to pay me back. But what happened was it all came from the government, right? We had to move to these neighborhoods because that's the only option we had when it comes to freedom. So you don't fund us. So then we in the hoods and then we robbing each other. We're killing each other because that's our only way to survive. And then you got the government that put, of course, cocaine in the neighborhoods.
Purposely.
Purposely. Then we created crack and things like that. And again, that started killing us more. Then we have people who are doing all types of crime, specifically black men, that get arrested. That takes your man out of the home, right? You read things like the Jim Crow law, things like that. And when I think of these things, I'm like, man, that's fucked up, right? But you're telling me that today we're in the world where you can, I don't want to say you can beat it, but you have a possibility to close the wealth gap.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Simply by getting your credit
Hell
fixed.
yeah. You could definitely close the wealth gap. It's crazy. One of my favorite type of clients is usually clients that been in jail, been in prison, came out, got a felony in the records, and feel like I got no choice. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the hood. I had no choice but to sell drugs. I had no choice but to do this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know no other way. I grew up seeing the drug dealer have all the cars and have this and that. I wanted to be just like him. I ain't have a father, And then being a part of the system, something ended up happening. Not everybody, a lot of people are products of their environments, without even realizing it. So those are usually my favorite clients, believe it or not, because those people feel like, you know what, I got a felony on my record. I can't really do anything. I can't do anything at all. Anywhere I go, nobody wants to hire me. But like I tell people, the way is a credit repair. Credit, cleaning up that credit, getting access to business funding, because at the end of the day, there's no racism when it comes to it. Banks, when you go to the banks, it's not like, let me see your record. Let me see your criminal history. Banks are not asking for your criminal history to be able to lend out to you. It's all about the score, and that puts us on an even playing field. The white guy here, the black guy here, the orange guy here, it puts us on an even playing field. It's none of the racism when it comes to a credit score. That alone could help us separate the wealth gap. But the good thing now is that we have the information. Before, we ain't had the information. They ain't never teach us this.
Right.
Now everybody's exposed to the information, and it's on social media. And the thing about social media is that you use it as a tool, you use it as a tool. You know what I'm saying? It's a tool to make wealth. It's a tool to make money. It's a tool to learn the things that you want to learn. What you learn, you can only grow to what you're exposed to. So it all depends on what you're exposed to. But now we're in a time that it's a time that we've never had before, ever before. Everybody's exposed to certain things that they would have never been exposed to if we didn't have social media, or the chance of them being exposed to that, it's extremely minimum. So right now it's like people don't really have as much excuses, because excuses, your goal doesn't care about your excuses. Excuses sound best to the ones that's making them.
Right.
We're in a time now that you just got to literally implement. Everything is there for you. The most millionaires are being made right now, man.
No, that's a fact.
So many new millionaires.
It's crazy that it has to take, like you say, your best client is like somebody that went to jail, because they understand the impact of their decisions, right? And I think about it just like talking about touching the stove and me trying to save everybody. It's so like disheartening to think that like somebody has to go through a rock bottom place for them to get it. It's like, I want y'all niggas to get it now. Like, I don't want you to have to go through that, because that shit hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't
It's like
everybody.
you got to almost, no?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people got to go through it, and it's always going to be those that you're going to get those few that understand, but you're going to have those that got to go through the shit. They got to go through it. They got to sit out. They got to take time to sit out. Or not only that, or they may have to, if they're lucky, to change their environment. It's a whole different game changer. A lot of people don't get a chance to change their environment. You ever notice, right? A lot of times people are in the hood. They're in certain places. you know, they brother or their cousins in certain neighborhoods where, you know, stuff is hard. You know what I'm saying? They done did some crazy stuff. They got to look over their back every single time. But they don't realize that a lot of times all it takes is change the environment.
Bro.
Go somewhere where people don't freaking know you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like if those of you guys, anybody here has somebody that they know that they're in the streets, they're part of a certain neighborhood and they can't really get out of there, and you say you really love them, take them out that neighborhood, man.
Bro, you know what's funny? Let's not even make it surface level and a blanket statement as the hood, right? Let's say, because I was in Baltimore, and I remember before I moved to Atlanta, I went to Laurel. Laurel is a pretty decent place, right? Laurel was like 35, 40 maybe from Baltimore, right? But just that gap, right, made me like not go to Baltimore as much. I say that to say, even in Laurel, I didn't understand the importance of like, not the importance. I didn't understand how easy it was to become financially free. Because I didn't see it. Like, yeah, people had 9 to 5s. And one night, I didn't want to do that. Right? I didn't want to do 9 to 5 shit, right? I come to Atlanta and I'm like, I make the joke about Atlanta is Instagram in real life.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is like, all this shit you niggas be telling me all this money and all. I'm like, well, I mean, technically in Atlanta, I can understand why a girl would be like, I ain't doing this 50-50 shit. I can understand. Whereas though in Maryland, I'm like, bitch, it's hard out here. You get what I'm trying to say? Respectfully. Not saying I ain't getting into that conversation. I'm just saying when I come to Atlanta, I'm like, I see it because I'm exposed to so many people getting different money, right? And I'm like, damn. So even if I wasn't in the hood, I'm still not exposed to the people that's getting money. And even further, when you expose the people that's getting money, they expose you to like different hacks or different like other ways to leverage it, right? I'll give another example. I've been doing podcasts my entire life. I mean, well, I'm bugging. Like 6 years, 7 years. Damn, like 8 years now, whatever.
Sheesh.
I've been on podcasts for a while, or radio since 2016, right? I've been doing radio for almost 10 years, right? So some type of communication. Started doing podcasts 2019. One of my friends that lives in Atlanta had a business for most of his life. He never worked a job. All I do in my podcast is work on things that help my podcast grow, right? Like to get more views and things like that. And it shows. I've been going viral, all that stuff, right? My man say, for as much as you put time into your podcast for people to see it, you need to put at least equal or more time in for you to make money from your podcast. And I'm like, I say this to say nobody ever gave me that advice because nobody in my circle back home, whether it be in the hood or outside the hood, right, was able to say that because they didn't have their own business. That's what I'm saying about it. So when I say proximity, like proximity is one of the gateways to success because you have people in positions that you want to be in that can teach you how to get there. Now, of course, i.e. mentorships, but even just the people around you without the mentorships, you can then scale your business far more than if you was in a space where nobody was in that space doing what you wanted to do, if that makes sense.
That's right.
So that's why proximity is super important. So like when you say it, it's like, nah, that's a fact, bro. Like even, and that's a ramble, like even when we think about things like, let's say InvestFest. I say that because like online, you see all type of slander, right? But you don't think your way out of your situation. What I mean by that is, okay, I go to InvestFest. I used to, and I say this because I used to be one of them people and I had to learn. I go to InvestFest, I got a podcast, I want to interview the niggas on the stage. Well, Jay, the chances of you getting to the niggas on stage, probably not likely right now. But the chances of you networking with the people who also spent their money at InvestFest is probably likely.
That's what it is.
You might can get 10 people out of this InvestFest that's going to pay you at least, let's say, $1,000 because they're invested into their business enough to go here. You probably should do that. You get what I'm trying to say? These are the things that you learn when it comes to like proximity though. Because when you're not in these environments, then you can't even think that way because you don't have the knowledge to think that way, if that makes sense. So it's like, man, we can go on and on.
You're not around us. You're not around that environment. You're not around those people that's thinking like that. You're around, if somebody's around, you know, how they say somebody's around 8 broke people, they're going to be the next one. You're around 7 rich people, you're bound to be the next one because the conversations are different, the information are different. They're not talking about this. They're not having small talk. They're not just talking about basketball or talking about boxing. They talking about things that level up on their business. And they also, notice people when they're doing well, they don't have a problem sharing information or even connecting with certain people. So that's all it takes. That's what I tell my people, yo, when somebody's struggling and you know you love somebody and you're doing much better, tell them, yo, come out here and come see me out here for a weekend, man. Come see me for a weekend. I promise you, if they chill with you for a weekend and they see exactly the type of conversation that you be having with certain people and they go back to where they was at, they're not gonna want to be there for too long. Cause it's like, damn, bro, I'm over. They gonna realize like, damn, I've been here for a while and y'all talk about nothing. Like, what the hell am I doing here? Y'all wasting my time. I was there for a week and I learned so many different things that I can implement and change my life. And y'all talk about nothing, but people don't really know. Like you say, like I said, you know, you can only grow to what you're exposed to. So once people step out that environment and realize there's something different outside of there, then it's completely different because the world is a book. But you on page 1 still. You still haven't even left the block. You haven't been to Atlanta. You haven't been to Vegas. You haven't been to Florida. You still in the hood. You haven't traveled.
And even more, bro. Bro, they didn't even pick up the book yet. Think about it, bro. No cap. Think about it like this. Oh my God, bro. You ever read a book or like anything? Think about it like you read the first page and make you want to turn the page.
Absolutely.
Because it's interesting, right? So it's like a lot of growth. You grow by incremental growth, right? That means small growth at a time, right? So you learn something and it's like, oh wow, that just unlocked a piece of my brain that I want to learn more. I want to go do something else. Then you learn it and like, oh shit, like right? Like you start making, let's say conversation years ago with 6 figures, right? Then you get 6 figures, like, man, I need it more. Then you get more, you be like, oh no, I need to diversify. Then no, I really need to scale. Because you had to get that small piece first, right? And it's like, so when you say it's like, man, they ain't on page 1. These niggas they ain't even open a book yet.
They ain't even open a book.
They judging the book by its cover.
Yeah.
And even on top of that, it's like, man, I get excited about it, but like, I'm sorry, it's like, most people, when you come from impoverished neighborhoods, we talk about like this crabs in a bucket mentality, right? They're scared that even with like people that have it that don't want to teach you, whatever, they're scared that them helping somebody else is going to take away from what they got going on. That's the total opposite. You literally said, it's a saying that if you're around 7 broke people, more than likely you'll be the 8th broke person. If you're around 7 rich people, more than likely you'll be the 8th rich person. I don't know. Maybe I look at things, I think about things differently. My mind is different. So when I hear that, it make me think like, success breed more success.
Absolutely.
Same with poor people breed more poor people. And I even there's a saying, it's like the law of attraction, right? It's like, people always be like, when it rains, it pours. But they always only think about it in a negative way. But think of your life. I want you to think about it for real. A lot of times, when something good is going on, it just keep going. So when it rains, it pours, not just in the negative, but in the positive too. So if you know that, then you want to surround yourself around so many people that's being successful, so many people that's being positive, because then it's going to continue to pour in your life. Because that's just the law of attraction. That's how it works. So it's like, man, that shit is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's why, bro, that's why for me, it was crazy because my mentality was completely different back in the days, right? So before I was like, man, I don't know about investing. Because we look online, we see so many different people. We're like, man, I don't know how to invest. It's all about the information. I got the right information and it turned me up to take me to the next level, right? So I'm looking online, I'm like, damn, I don't know who to invest with. You know what? I took the leap of faith. My first mentorship actually I got into, I went 50-50 with somebody. The mentorship was about $3,000, right? I was like, yo, bro, that shit $3,000, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't trying to pay no $3,000. I'm about to get got. My guy was like, yo, 3. I said, you know what? Fuck it, let's go half. He said, all right, let's go half. We went on a mentorship together. We went in half. But that information and me being inside of that environment of that mentorship, it exposed me to certain information that I was able to apply. And what happens is a lot of people get information, but they don't implement. What the fuck is information if you don't implement? A lot of people are so stuck in learning and being in love with information, but they do nothing with it. So they know how to do everything. They learned everything, but they don't know how to do anything because they don't implement it, right? So me getting into mentorships and start learning, I got exposed to certain information where I started to apply it to my business, apply it to everything I do, and I started to level up. So for me right now, I got to the point that it's not a problem for me to pay for mentorship because I know it's the information I'm paying for. Even though I pay for that mentorship, I get 1 or 2 things that I can apply to my business and take it to the next level. It's completely worth it, bro. I went from paying $1,500, right, in half payment, $1,500, to now paying about, like my last mentorship, I paid $25,000, bro. I ain't not on a payment plan. I paid $25,000, bro, to get into it. This year on mentorships, I'll probably spend almost $100,000 on mentorship this year. You know what I'm saying? It's because my mentality changed, completely changed. But back in the days, you asked me to pay $25,000 on mentorship, no, hell no.
That's a fact.
But it's the information, bro.
But they say
So
the
people
best,
don't realize that.
the best investment is self-investment, for sure. So it's like, that's crazy, bro. Like, man, do you think so many people do the credit thing because like that's like the gateway in, that's like the entry level in to this.
Not necessarily. I mean, some people they may think of it like, it's an entry level thing. Some people may, I mean, because it's very popular right now. A lot of people are doing it. They say, you know what? Let me learn how to do credit. Let me end up taking advantage and seeing if I can help people out. I feel like it's just what a lot of people are being exposed to. A lot of people want a way out. They don't have. Some people, they're struggling. They don't have a job. They want that fast internet money. So they seeing that, so they feel like they can do it, but not everybody could do it because most people don't even last in the business, man. No, most people don't last in these type businesses, man. Honestly.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, I just be thinking about so many ways to, even when it kind of like getting your credit fixed. Like, that's a low level conversation, but like even even with that, right? I tell people the podcast shit. I wouldn't suggest you go and do podcasts for entertainment, right? That's just me. I say become an expert at something. So then a podcast is really just a way to like funnel your people to your business. So let's go into the credit space, right? Let's say you somebody that's watching this podcast and like, I don't know, you down in your dick. You don't got no bread, right?
Yeah.
I'll be like, yo, if you get your credit fixed, you gonna teach them the at minimum to keep your credit fixed, right? Guess what you can do? Now you can teach somebody else that.
That's it.
Right? Now you can start making money.
They paying you for that.
You get what I'm saying? And then you can have, once you start making money, you can have other ways to make more money. Then you can start a podcast about how you know what I'm saying? Like, to create your credit business. But like I say that, like, it gotta be a start. And when I think about it, I'm like, yo, that could be a start for somebody to really make some bread. Like,
it is a start for a lot of people to make bread. There's a lot of starts for a lot of people because credit is the foundation. It's literally the foundation. You can't do nothing without it. It's a start. Once you get to that, now you can tap into real estate. You want to get in real estate, you can tap into funding. You want to, if it's not funding, whatever you want to do, you can tap into it just because of credit is the foundation. It opens doors. If you want to open up a home health aid, you can do that. Anything you want to do.
all right, let's get into some game. What do you think some people, like most people, go wrong after they fix their credit?
After they fix their credit, what they do is they go feel like they can apply for every single credit card, that they just apply for so many credit cards and then just run the bag up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what a lot of people tend to do. That's where a lot of people fuck up. Like, if people are really not keeping that discipline, you ain't going anywhere. Discipline is the key, bro. You got to be disciplined in everything that you do. And with this, it's all about discipline. Credit is about discipline, bro. Honestly, because if lenders are looking at your profile and they're like, damn, this guy got, he got so many different inquiries, or he's maxing out his credit cards and he's doing this and that. Nobody wants to give you no freaking money. Yeah. It's like if somebody owes you money and they owe you, just say somebody, you gave him $1,000 and he is paying you $20 or even $50 a week, when he told you he was going to pay you that $1,000 next week, but he's giving you 20 payments in little by little. If he come back to you next time, you're not going to give him no more money. If he come back to you, be like, yo, Jay, I need another $500. You ain't even take care of the $500 the $1,000 that you owed me. Yeah. You ain't take care of that. And if you tell a few of your friends, like, yo, bro, this dude owed me $1,000, bro, he ain't paying me that shit in how many months? Yeah, and he come to them, be like, yo, bro, let me hold something back. Nah, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro, I don't got it right now. My money's tied up in investments. That's everybody lying now. It's tied up in investments. I can't help you right now. He's not gonna give it to them. That's the same way how lenders look at us, man. So these are the things that people are doing now. They get the profile, they get the things right, but they're not doing the right things with it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yo, what's so I'm trying to make this different than like all my other credit
what you want? You want game?
Give me. So it's so many plays out here, right?
Yeah.
Some of these plays don't really be real.
They don't be working. They be fluff.
What's the I don't know, for lack of better words, the fluffiest play that so many credit guys give, and what actually works?
I mean, people give the basics. They say, oh, go with a kickoff. Like, somebody's goal is to get funding and to level up. They like, yo, you just sign up with a kickoff and sign up with them little $5 accounts and these small accounts. Them lenders don't want to see that shit. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you do things like that. Or tell you, oh, just go get an authorized user. Just have your brother add you on his credit, and his credit is shot up. He got 50 late payments on his credit card, and now you take responsibility because that's on your profile. Things like that. People don't really give people the full game of what to do and how to do it and what to avoid at the same time. They'll tell you things, but they don't really know. They don't tell you what to avoid. You feel me? So you can't go and add you can't have somebody that has a credit card that has 100 late payments on it, add you on a profile, because you take that same responsibility, right? So like for example, authorized users are good. People go buy authorized users, but people don't realize that before you buy authorized users, you got to make sure, or if you have a friend that has a great credit, or even a family member that has a great credit, have them add you on a credit card. They add you on a credit card, just make sure that that credit card has a high limit, and make sure that they're not maxing out that credit card. If they maxing it out, you can't call them the next day and say, yo, bro, you maxing out your credit cards, and my credit card, my score went down because you maxing it out. Can you please pay that down? You can't really do that, you know what I'm saying? Because they added you. They did you a favor. People got to understand that also with credit, when somebody add you on something like that, it's about the age. The age is extremely important. You want to be added on something that has a longer amount of age, because age makes up 15% of your credit score. So that helps a lot. People got to also realize that like it's about the limit too as well. You don't want to get added on a $300 credit card limit. How come you want business funding and you want these banks to give you $10,000, $20,000 or $50,000 if you have a $300 credit card on your profile? It doesn't make sense. The math ain't mathing. You know what I mean? So those are certain things like that. And then I do have some accounts that a lot of people don't even talk about, bro. People talk about the same old things. It's played out.
Like what?
So it's another one. This is something that a lot of people can go apply for. So if you guys that don't have any credit cards like that, you feel like your credit card have low limits, but now you're making income, and you're like, damn, I'm making $50,000 a year, I'm making $100,000 a year, I'm making $20,000 a year, but these banks are only giving me a $300 credit card. Damn, like what the hell can I do with this? So there's a company called First Tech Credit Union, right? First Tech Credit Union is one of my favorites. Instead of them judging you based on just your credit score, they judge you based on your income. So they'll just say you sign up for that credit union, you sign up, you plug your bank in. Once you plug your bank in, they see that you have cash flow consistently coming in. They will give you a credit card based on that. So it's not a secure credit card, it's based on your cash flow. So now when you start with a credit card, you have a straight credit card that have I've been seeing people get $10,000 credit card limits off the jump. I seen somebody the other day, 2 days ago, got a $20,000 credit card. A $20,000 credit card. He never had any other credit card on his profile.
Sheesh.
That was his first credit card. But if you was to go to Capital One or Discover, they're gonna start you with about $300.
Yeah.
So that's one. And then now when you get that $20,000 credit card, now you can start to apply for other companies, because other companies are gonna be like, damn, First Tech Credit Union gave him $20,000. Let me give him 15, or let me give him 20, or let me give him a little more.
Yeah.
They can only give you what you can handle. Company's only gonna give you what you can handle. If you're $300 dude, they're gonna give you only $300, $500. If you're a $20,000 dude, they're gonna give you $20,000 or even more.
Yeah.
So that's one of them that I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give you another one. We got I know you ever heard of Credit Strong, but Credit Strong is extremely lucrative, but everybody talks about that. But now let's talk about rent. How many people is talking about adding your rent on your credit profile?
Yeah.
You can add your rent. You've been living at a place for 5 to 10 years. You could sign up for Boom Pay, BOOM Pay. You sign up for Boom Pay, you could backdate your rent for 5 years. So
Is
instead
that
of you
just
getting
like Rent Reporters or no?
nah, it's better than Rent Reporters. It's not just like Rent. It's way better than that. Rent Reporters is probably let you backdate for 2 years. This one let you backdate for 5 years. So it's like it's a primary account. It's not even an authorized user account. So 5 years of history. It's gonna show all good standing. Your credit score goes up because the age factor, and now you have a primary account that you've been paying rent for about 5 years on your profile. So that takes you to another level. So that's a great one as well. Nobody really talks about that one.
I never heard that one.
Yeah, Boom Pay, yeah.
Is relationship with banks, is that important when it comes to like credit repair or credit just like funding? Or
No, not with
is it
credit
something
repair, but mainly relationship with banks is mainly important when it comes to funding.
Okay.
Banks don't want you, they want to know that you here for you're not here for a short time, you're here for a long time. So literally when you go, most people, they get bank accounts and they try to get funded right away. People don't realize that you gotta nurture those relationships with these banks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a female. You know, you take a female out for the first time, you know.
You gotta put some time in. I mean,
you gotta put some, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people take a female for the first time and they feel like, all right, let me just, you know, do what I gotta do. But they don't realize that you gotta nurture. You gotta, you know, take somebody. You gotta take them to dinner. You gotta take them to, you know, you gotta take them to get some ice cream. You gotta do a lot of things, and that increases your chances. It's the same thing with these banks, bro. You
I gotta try the ice cream. You gotta try the ice cream.
No, for real. Like seriously, it's because now the person may say, "Oh, you know what? He's not just here. You know, he's not just here for just his time. He look like he's trying to stick around." Yeah. The same thing. That's how these banks operate, man. People put money in that bank account when they open it up. Start to add a little bit of deposits. You ain't got to put down $1,000 or $2,000 right away. Give them $100 every week. Put down $100 every week. Show them that you're here for a long time. Now they start to build that trust with you.
I seen somebody say like even when you get funded, you should take a percentage of the funding and start opening up other bank accounts.
Oh,
and
yeah.
start like feeding that, so you can start building relationships with the other banks.
Oh, yeah, it makes a lot of sense because you start to build up your insurance score with them. They start to build that insurance score with them. They say, all right, this guy got capital. He has money. You know, he's not trying to apply for a $50,000 credit card. He got $0 in the bank account. That shit don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the banks want to see that people can put money in there. So if people are putting money in there, show them that you're going to put money in there weekly. Put money in there weekly instead of just throwing that money in there at one time. It's like, okay, you threw that money in at one time, it's just sitting. But we want to see that you want to bank with us, you want to rock with us, put money into account little by little by little.
Damn.
You know?
How many people credit scores you think help so far?
Man, I say over 1,000. Yeah, no exaggeration, over 1,000, bro.
Damn.
I've been doing it for a while. I graduate clients, I give them even plaques. I've been giving people plaques, man. Like literally plaques. Because I want them, every time they look at that plaque, they feel good about themselves. You know, they feel like it's an accomplishment. You know, and they give them their reminders that they got to be on point. Because if not, I check their credit, that shit go down, repo on that shit.
Yeah.
Repo on that plaque, man. Give me that back. It's credit in the 700s no more. Pass that. Yeah, you don't deserve that shit.
Yo, why that shit take so long, bro? I feel like I get my credit fixed. You gotta wait. Yeah, man, your shit is out. And I forgot what they call it, disputes. You know, first round, second round. I need my shit now. Like
everybody wants now, right? Yo, everybody wants now. Everybody wants that
Can I pay
instant
more
gratification.
to beat that? Like, is it a faster round?
Man,
No.
listen, at the end of the day, I mean, you pay for expertise. You know, everybody's completely different. Everybody got different strategies, different methods. But at the end of the day, the way it is that people say, yo, I want my things done, but they've been fucking up their credit for years and years and years, and then instantly they want shit done right away.
Yeah.
But it takes time because the agency's got a time frame that they got to respond to. You know, by law, they say, hey, we got to respond 30 days after we receive the dispute. So it's not us. We wish we can get people's shit done right away. It's not, you know what I mean? So everybody's time frame is different too. A lot of people don't understand that. Yeah. People think that because this guy credit was cleaned up in a month or two. I got parents, I got like family members that literally come to me for credit repair too as well. But a lot of times they don't know that I'm working on each other's credit. They may come to me like, yo, Ali, work on my stuff, but don't let my brother know, my sister know.
Whole time.
I'm working on their stuff too. Yeah. So sometimes they're like, yo, or even husband and wife, I'm working on one credit, I may graduate the other person may not graduate. She'd be like, yo, but hold on, I'm the one that brought you my husband and he's done before me? Yeah. Like, come on, Ali, what's up? I'm like, hold on, take your time. You have more shit on your plate. He ain't got that much stuff as you. You got to chill out. You got to take your time. You know what I'm saying? So it happens all the time, but it's a good thing because as long as people are graduating and getting results, they're extremely happy, bro. It's all about results, but it's not an overnight process, but is the process well worth it? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, yeah, I'll be one like, man, let me pay whoever the credit guru of this motherfucker, let me just pay them. Let me get my shit done in a week. Like, shit.
Bro.
Man. God damn, man.
I mean, it's a lot of strategies, too. It's a lot of strategies. You got the CFPB, you got the BBB. It's a lot of strategies to make things happen much faster opposed to just sending, like, regular letters. So things are happening much faster nowadays due to thanks to the internet.
When it comes to this credit thing, I think the most interesting, one of the things I learned that was, like, super interesting is a lot of people, like, the credit shit, first of all, everybody thinks it's a scam. Well, not everybody. Some people think it's a scam, but it's not because I think, and you can correct me because you're an expert at this, the reason we can get all of these things off our credit is because the credit bureau itself says it's supposed to be 100% accurate. And there'd be a lot of things that be wrong. It could be like the smallest thing that's wrong can get you a dispute and get it off your credit.
Yeah.
That's true?
Absolutely true, yeah. A lot of times, they got the date of last activity that's completely wrong. You know, they showing your date of last payment is completely different. They say, hey, your date of last payment was 2 years ago on Experian, but on Equifax, they say, hey, your date of last payment was like 3 years ago. The math ain't mathing because the negative items, remember, it takes, as the longer they stay in your report, the better, like late payment, you get a late payment on your profile, it doesn't hurt you as much after 2 years, you know? But if that company is like, hi, his late payment was on this day, but his late payment was on that, it's affecting your score too at the same time. But then also too, it's a lot of inaccuracies and a lot of errors. So like date of last activity, the high balances, payment dates, how much he paid. This one may say your account is closed. This one may say your account is open. You know, just different errors that's going on. And even if you send out a dispute and they don't respond to the dispute in time, those are some ammunitions that you can use because the law says, hey, you got to respond back to my dispute within this time. You got to do a proper investigation. You have to do this. You have to do that. You know, you haven't did what you were supposed to do. So it holds these companies accountable. So that's how we can get things off the report, man. There's a will, there's a way, man. I know people that have fucked up their credit so many times. They file bankruptcy, they clean it back up and do the same thing. They do the same thing, you know, because they know how to play the game.
Damn.
Look at
that's-
Donald Trump. Donald Trump filed for bankruptcy. You know what I'm saying?
So I fucked up my credit, right? I had like my shit was like almost 800. My shit was lit. My shit some shit now. Went from lit to shit. How I get my shit back lit?
Just clean up the profile.
Just
It's
clean
always
it up? I can do that with ChatGPT too.
Yeah, I mean, ChatGPT is doing a lot of things, but ChatGPT can't do everything.
Okay.
Like ChatGPT can't do everything. You know what I mean? It's all about strategies and knowing. Everything's about strategies. Knowing where to go, how to do it, when to dispute, when to follow up on a phone call, what account to dispute, in this way. Because sometimes people are doing the same disputes for everything, and it doesn't work. Everything that people do doesn't work for every single account. Every company is completely different. You got to understand how Capital One operate. You got to understand how American Express operate. You got to understand, this company is going to respond on time, or this company is not going to respond on time. That happens with experience. That comes with experience. You feel me?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it comes with experience. So
That's fire.
I mean, 5 years of doing this, man, I start to learn a lot. I start to see everything. I've been through it all. I wasn't always getting great results in the beginning, but it took time. It took repetition. It took practice. It took me investing into different courses, learning more. Like I said, this year I probably spent over $100,000 on mentorship because I know that I need to keep learning. The more you learn, the more you earn.
Facts.
The more you learn, the more you earn.
Yeah.
You know,
What's
it can't be
up with
stagnant.
the shit you and J-Map doing again?
Oh, so yeah, me and J-Map, man, we doing the 5-day challenge where we're gonna be able to, we're doing a free webinar. We're doing free webinars right now, and we're giving people a lot of game, bro, that they can implement literally right then and there. And we getting the 5-day challenge that's coming up, man. We're gonna be getting people, helping them get funded for their businesses as well on live, like literally live. So people could literally come on that challenge and make money right then and there because we're gonna show you exactly how to do it instead of making money on the back end. So all of that is gonna be completely given to them. We're gonna be teaching people how to set up an Age LLC, how to use that instead of setting up a brand new business. Age LLCs are much better because banks don't want to see. They don't like newbies.
So what you mean, the Age LLC?
An Age LLC is basically a business that's been established in good standing for quite some time. So a lot of times people can acquire a business. They could purchase a business that's been in good standing that have over 3 years or 5 years instead of starting up a new LLC. Because when you try to go to a bank and you try to get a business line of credit and you get a brand new LLC, they don't want to give you that. You have to have at least 2 years of 2 years in business. You got to be in business for at least 2 years to get a business line of credit. So Age LLC helps a lot of people out. It helps them, look more attractive to banks and even get access to much more funding because the business has been established for quite some time.
So wait, Age LLC is like, what if I don't like the name? Like, can I change the name?
Yeah, you could change the name. Yeah, you could change the name. You could choose the name that you want. What we do is we check to make sure that the name is available in that state and the person can use that same name and then go open up a business bank account. And what they could do is whatever the Age LLC is at, just say the Age LLC is in Wisconsin or even California or Florida, people can set up a foreign entity. So that foreign entity allows that business to be registered in the state that you live in now. So instead of it just being registered in Florida, it's registered in the state that you live in. So you're able to go into the bank in your state and open up a business bank account and even get funding because you're using that address now because your business is established and is registered in the state that you live in at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Banks don't want to rock with you if you're like, yo, your LLC is in Wisconsin, but you live in Florida. Like, what's going on? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Remember, it's all about risk to them. So now you set up a foreign entity in that state that you live in. Now you're able to get access to much more capital. And we realize that people that actually do that, they actually get much more money than people open up a brand new LLC.
And
So
what
Age
about
LLC
somebody that
is
got
good.
an LLC but they ain't pay the? I know sometimes because I did this one year, you don't pay the
fee to keep it active?
Yeah. If you pay it, let's say you ain't paid it in a couple years and you pay it the 4th year, is it still Age or no?
It's still Age, yeah. It's still Age, yeah. People can go into like the Secretary of State website. Like, for example, if their business is not in good standing because they haven't paid the fee to, keep it in good standing, they can go to the Secretary of State and set it up. It's like it's typically like a $10 fee to keep it in good standing, yeah.
That's
Because
fire.
banks want that certificate of good standing, and you can't get that certificate of standing if your business is not in good standing.
Yeah.
And it costs about $10. You just go to a certificate, you go to the Secretary of State, fill out the forms, fill out a few things. It takes about 2 minutes, and then you're good. Your business is back in good standing.
That's fire. What else y'all teaching?
So we're teaching that. We're teaching funding. We're teaching how to scout VAs. How to have a virtual assistant run your business, so you ain't got to do everything. Because at the end of the day, the U.S. is good. You can hire people in the U.S., but do you want to save more money, and do you want to have people work harder on your business and know that they're not going to take this for granted? Because a lot of people that you're hiring from overseas, they wire is so big, like I said earlier, that they're gonna go super hard. And you know how people say a lot of times a lot of our American people are lazy, man.
Facts.
But the people back home, they're not gonna play any
I ain't
games.
gonna
So
lie
we're gonna
to
be
you
teaching
though.
that
Some
too.
of them niggas be getting over too. They work. I think Darius might have said this.
What?
It's like, well, you have a VA nigga get to work in 15 minutes, chill for 40 minutes.
All right, so let me tell you how to go with that. No, let me tell you how to stop that. So the way you stop that is they have a thing called Time Doctor. One of my best friends. Time Doctor is my best friend. Time Doctor, you can have all your virtual assistants on there. And once you click on, once you set up the Time Doctor, you can go on there and you can see exactly what they're doing. And for me, I have it set up for every 3 minutes. So every 3 minutes is screenshot. Once they clock in, every 3 minutes is screenshotting your computer screen. It screenshots your computer screen every 3 minutes, so you're able to see what they're doing. So you're able to see if they're stealing money.
Damn.
They stealing time. You're able to see what's going on. So I use Time Doctor. That's one of my best friends, bro. So because you can't really be over people that's working overseas, you can't really be on top of them and see exactly what they're doing. That Time Doctor is your best friend. And once they know that thing is on them, they working, bro. Every 3 minutes. And if they really not working, it's gonna give you a notification like, hey, this guy's not working. So that's how you go past that.
Where you getting your VAs from? Is it Upwork, Fiverr, or
Yeah, Upwork. I deal with a lot of Upwork people in Upwork, and I like to hire people in I like to hire a lot of Jamaicans, man.
For real?
Yeah.
Not Pakistan?
Nah. I like Jamaicans because if you think about
No,
it,
Jamaicans be working.
let me tell you why, right? We're in the US, right? Right now is just say with the time that we're in now, it's probably like an hour difference with Jamaica, right? And a lot of times people in the Philippines, they tired as shit, bro.
Yeah.
They tired as hell, man, because they work in their nighttime. It's our daytime.
Right,
they be
fact.
tired as hell. That's why they always come up with excuses like, oh, I can't work today, boss. I can't do this and that. It's because they tired. Like, goddamn, I'll be tired too, right? So the thing about the Jamaicans is they're good, and also they don't have you can't really tell that they're overseas because people are familiar with the accent. Their
Okay.
English is so good, you can't tell that they're overseas. My virtual assistant, she's overseas. People don't even really know that. They never asked if she's overseas. But when I first started credit repair and I first started this business, I hired an agent. And she was from the Philippines, and people would be like, "Yo, Ali," they would call in. She would be like, "Hey, how you doing? Hi, this is Kati." People would hang the fuck up and call me like, "Yo, Ali, bro, it's a scam. They hacked your ass." I'm like, "What do you mean it's a scam? What happened?" I go and check, and I'm like, "Nah, bro, it's not a scam. My bad. She works for me. That's my employee." "Oh, word? Oh, all right. My bad. I thought I ain't know that, bro." So what happens in America, people are so used to hearing like certain accents.
Yeah.
Like they hear that Indian accent, they hear, the Asian accent, they may hear like I love my Nigerian people, because I'm from Africa, and it's crazy because it makes it look so bad for all my good Nigerians that's doing their thing. People may hear Nigerian accent too and maybe like, "Oh, no, I'm scared. I think it's a scam." Where all Nigerians and all Filipinos are not like that. But because people get so many different calls and they're familiar with these accents, that they get uptight, they get scared. So especially dealing with credit and dealing with sensitive information, you can't really control how you can't really control how people are going to take certain things. So for me, it's about preventing that. So I hire Jamaicans to be able to handle that.
That's some free
Yeah,
game. That was
Jamaicans.
fire.
Oh yeah, Jamaicans, man, they go crazy. They don't play, bro. You paying them about $4 an hour, man. They working hard,
They
man.
even taking $4 over there?
Yes, bro. They taking $4 an hour. Absolutely. They work extremely hard too, and they're not gonna play with you either. They're not gonna play. They don't play with jobs because jobs, it's hard to get, man. It's hard to get, man. You
I
pay a
need to
Jamaican.
Look at
Yeah, you
that.
should definitely look at Jamaicans. Game changer, bro.
That's facts. I
Filipinos
appreciate
work hard. Like Filipinos are literally like the Mexicans of this. Like, Mexicans work dumb hard, bro. Filipinos are the Mexicans of the virtual world. You ain't gonna work harder than them. But then you got Jamaicans that a lot of people sleep on. They work hard as shit, bro. And they're not gonna take it for granted because that money goes much further for them. And remember, like I said, they're not gonna play games. They're not gonna come in here and say, "Hey, I have a mental health day. I have a mental health day. I gotta take my mental." And there ain't none of that over there. You're not hearing that. For them, it's all about work. So that's why I say you hire people overseas. They work harder than Americans, man.
That's fire.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
What else y'all got? That was it? Y'all teaching?
Yeah, so we're basically teaching people how to run a full credit repair business, how to run a full funding business, how to add that extra income on their business, and literally how to escape the rat race. How to escape that rat race, that regular 9-to-5 job that people are tired of doing, and they feel like it's much more to life, but they don't know where. We're teaching people how to do exactly that.
You
from the
read
ground up.
you read the Rich Dad Poor Dad?
I read some, yeah.
It's funny because like that's what they explain it, the rat race.
Bro, it's literally a rat race. Like people want to get out the rat race. Like
Yeah.
for me, if I was in a rat race right now, I would not be able to travel as much times as I travel. Like people every time they look around, they be like, "Ali, you in another state? You here? You here to here?" because I was able to control that independent. I was able to, create that independency for me. I can go to Africa for a few months and the business still run. So I'm sure a lot of people want to do the same thing. So we want to tell them exactly how to do the same thing. Travel, make more income, change their life and change their family life at the same time. So we want to teach everybody how it's going.
Appreciate it, man. So for the people
November
that need to follow you and all that, tell them where to follow you and how they can get a part of the shit.
Yeah, so y'all could follow me at The Only Prince Ali on Instagram, and you can go to cred2capital.com, cred2capital.com. You put the number 2, and you can sign up for the free workshop, and you can also get into the 5-day challenge, and it's cheap, man. Our 5-day challenge is probably about $27, bro, to teach people how to actually help people even get funded, teach people how to run a full business, teach people how to clean their credit, how to do everything for just $27. Shit, like, who getting scammed? That's you know what I'm saying? You're learning from somebody that's making that's running a 7-figure business.
Before you leave,
$27.
Give people game. For the people that's coming, they getting their credit fixed, right? They ask a lot of questions, right?
Oh yeah.
But what's the question that they're not asking that they should be asking?
That they should be asking?
Yeah.
What's the question that you should be asking? You ask some fucking good ass questions, Jay.
It's the question that you're not asking that's the most important. So what's the question? You being a professional, what's the question that they not asking that they should be asking? Like, nigga, you should be asking this, but fuck it.
Yeah, they should be asking. I think I should say probably. People don't really ask about mentorship though. Yeah. I think that's something that they should be asking. They don't ask about mentorship. They want to get their credit clean, but a lot of people don't ask about how can they maintain it, how can they continue to educate themselves and know the information that they need to know. A lot of people don't really ask about information and like mentorship and education. They don't really ask about that, even though, we do provide it, but I feel like that's something that people should really ask about, especially if you're dealing with a credit repair company. You should be able to know how to, it's literally a free course. It's free education. It's literally education. So I feel like that's something that people should know.
All right.
They ain't teach us shit in school, bro.
Nah, facts. No,
they ain't give us a shit.
Nah. I appreciate it, man. Again, man, my guy Ali, Jay Hill, great conversation, man. Appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you, man, for having me.
Of course.
Bless, King.
The Jay Hill podcast is right. We out.